This game has not yet been rated.
Hi, I'm Ed Del Castillo. I'm the president of Liquid Entertainment and the creative director on Dragonshard. Today, we're going to talk to you about the RPG elements or role-playing game elements that are in our real-time strategy game, Dragonshard. So, a lot of people have asked me, okay, break it down for me. Is Dragonshard a real-time strategy game or is it an RPG? The best way I can describe it is, at its core, it's a real-time strategy engine. You got units that you will move, manipulate, and function with in real time. But let me tell you, there are RPG or role-playing game elements galore all the way through this game. We really have made it an RPG, RTS experience. Let me give you some examples of that. Our captains in the game, which are the units that command the grunt troops, they all level up. They have the ability to take experience and spend it and gain and grow, just like a real D&D character. It goes on and on from there. There's a lot of other RPG elements. We have a lot of quests in the game. We have a lot of story. In the single-player version of the game, the pace of play is toned down just a little bit so that you can really explore and experience the entirety of the game. As a matter of fact, when we design the missions, we actually design them like little modules. We design them as completely self-contained little adventures that you could play as a paper game if you really wanted to. As a matter of fact, this is a little known secret, but we actually played some of our own missions as playable paper game components first to test them out using real D&D characters, real D&D monsters, and mapping it all out with me DMing it. So the core of the experience absolutely is real-time strategy, but it is completely ensheathed in an RPG or role-playing game experience. So because we allow the player to build any building he wants, and this is important, any building he wants from the very beginning, and every building in the game produces one unit, you can build any unit. And again, I can't stress this enough, what kind of freedom this is giving the player. Any unit in the game can be built right away. And all that limits the player's choices is just his own imagination. And all of the tech tree that you're used to being limited by, that you're used to being controlled by, is gone. Now you can build any unit you want, anytime you want. That's role-playing.
One of the ways that we're bringing some role-playing game elements into the real-time strategy game is by using rogues and thieves. Throughout the game, there's a lot of traps, a lot of locks that you have to pick, a lot of things that you have to get by, which you can't do through brute force. So, you have to make sure you have a thief to be able to get by that thing. But you also have to make sure you have the appropriate level of thief. You might be able to get by the simple door that's in your way, but you might not be able to get into the chest that holds all of the treasure that you want. A great example of a trap that you might need to get by is your guys are walking through the dungeon, they're sneaking along, they step on a pressure plate because they didn't have a thief in the party who was looking out for them, and all of a sudden the pressure plate descends and it unlocks a trap where a boulder comes rolling down and squishes your guys or sends them flying.
Dragonshard has a number of RPG elements. One big one that ties it to Dungeons & Dragons is how you accumulate and spend experience points. As you fight with your troops, you'll gain experience, and you can also accomplish quests, which will give you some experience points, and then you spend those, much like D&D, where experience is a resource that improves your character. It's basically how we're using it here in Dragonshard. You can take experience points that you earn and spend them to improve your troops. So let's say you want to make your warriors stronger. You choose to level them up, and they get more hit points and they do more damage.
Dragonshard, coming soon from Atari and Liquid Entertainment.